What's up, everyone? This is Sade. Good afternoon, good morning, or good night, depending on wherever in the world you're in. I am here giving you the March reading for Aries, or I should say the zodiac reading for my divine feminine Aries for the month of March. So, just to get right into it, obviously, I already have everything spread out. And I have the flash on because I have terrible lighting. So, just wanted to say that. But, So with Aries, I'm just going to get right into the reading. Oh, and whenever I say divine masculine or divine feminine, just know that gender doesn't matter. I always like to repeat that in case it's new or confusing for anyone. And I do like to add that even though some of these readings may say divine feminine or divine masculine reading, just because it says that doesn't mean you can't watch it. If you feel guided to watch it and you listen to it and parts of it resonate with you, it makes sense because we all carry both energies. We all carry divine feminine and divine masculine energies. That's why I say gender does not matter. And yeah, okay, that's everything. I'm also watching the time because I'm running out of space. But anyway, so for the month of March, the Aries, my divine feminine Aries. So whenever I read this reading, it came with two messages for me. So one of the messages is not going to apply to all of you that are watching. It's only going to apply to a select few. But that's why I believe I got two. So I'll read one at a time pretty much. So the first message I pretty much get with this for Aries is right now you need to know that your mindset and the thoughts that you carry the most and the energy that you're in the most, consciously or unconsciously, that is sending ripples out into the universe or into your physical world. And that your perception of what's happening is also your perception of what's happening around you, and your perception of everything right now is very important. So and you're very I see a lot of there's a lot of mental energy here. So this is a time of manifestation for you, Aries. And your thoughts, your dreams, those things are in the process of manifesting. So you just need to make sure you watch your energy and your vibration right now. Make sure you're well grounded and that your energies are balanced. Because you're in a energy of manifesting, whether you know it or not. But the reason why I say your mental state is important and you make sure you give the proper attention to your mental state, whether that's going to counseling or, just making sure you watch your thoughts, watch what you're thinking about yourself, watch what you're thinking about the things you're doing in the present moment, watch what you're thinking about your actions of the past. You need to this is a manifesting time, so you need to make sure your perspective of everything has and is constantly growing, that you see the bigger picture, that you're open-minded. So the first card I have here is the Self. So this is a confirmation about you. But the reason why I say a lot of mental energy is because she's in a meditative state. And I see the doves are surrounding her crown area. Sorry that happened because my phone is dying. But yeah, the doves are surrounding her cranial area. So that's why I say she's in her mental state, and she looks like she's attempting to balance, and that's just what I get from the illustration. And then the next card I have, and the keywords this Self card are meditation and balance. The Child is a card of innocence and also seeing things through the eyes of a child. So having, like I said, an open mind. Having children, the one thing a lot of people, and including myself, like to point out with children is that they're not born with fear. So although fear is something that we'll always have because it is something that's there to protect, but sometimes it protects unnecessarily. So even though we're going to have fears during certain changes or during certain times in our lives, that fear is meant to be overcome, especially if you know there's no danger, or it's for your highest good, your purpose, your healing, anything like that. So you need to see things through the eyes of, like, yeah, through the eyes of a child, excuse me. And make sure you make sure that you give your inner child the attention that it deserves. There we go. That's what I wanted to remember. You need to pay attention to your inner child. If you have any issues from your past, whether it was just within the self, or your surroundings or anything like that, family issues, anything like that, things that need to be healed in order for you to be able to move forward in a healthy manner, and be able to have a more positive perspective, or at least a lighter perspective. Make sure your perspective is always getting lighter and lighter. There are going to be shadow times. Don't get me wrong. You're going to feel low. And it's just not going to be easy to think, oh, I'm thinking positive, oh, sunshine and rainbows here and there. It's not going to be like that all the time. The purpose is to accept that, but to give attention to it. So you go into a meditative state and ask yourself, what's going on? Why am I hurting? And you take the time to allow your body, your mind, and your spirit to heal so that you can align. All right. So, and this helps you to manifest what is already destined for you. Those dreams and aspirations that you have, those goals that you're trying to reach, that's all meant for you. And what isn't going to, it's not going to remain in your life. Okay. And you can't, I also say watch your mindset, because if you constantly have the very thing that you fear in your mind, and you're worried about this thing happening, and you're thinking about that thing all the time, eventually it's going to manifest to you, and you have the choice on how you're going to respond to that, whether you're going to get out of that mindset and realize that that's part of why this thing may have happened, or move forward, and it's like, okay, this could possibly happen, but I'm going to think of all of the positive things that can happen also, because that could happen too. Miracles happen every day, complete turnarounds, all of this. So that's why I say it's good to be open and receptive. Next card we have is the Queen of Swords. I'll say that in a minute, but okay, so we have the Queen of Swords, which is another, she's a queen of logic, she's kind of cold cutting in a way. She uses logic rather than emotion. She's very detached, not in an unhealthy way, but in a way where she's able to process things strictly by logic, pretty much, not so much emotion. But anyway, that just goes along with the message of watching your mindset. What I notice in the Queen of Swords is that a lot of these cards have third eyes in them, and the Queen of Swords is that one, and the King of Swords, I believe, don't have the cornea or the pupil in the center, because she's not thinking on a spiritual level or anything of that sort. She's thinking strictly of logic, going by facts. So, and that just goes along with having an open mind. Not everything is black and white, Aries. Okay. So not everything you see happening in the physical world, you can't always jump to conclusions, especially if you don't have complete clarity yet. So if you don't have complete clarity on whatever the situation may be, you can't go all the way into the future and predict something. None of us know the future. All we can get is really the energy. That's including with, tarot readings. Even Sometimes even people who receive visions and things like that, they only get bits and pieces, you know, but certain actions can even change that. So just make sure you're watching your thoughts, Aries. And then we have thought. There, I was waiting for it to clear up. Yeah, we have thought. And in this card, actually, you see, this is another the key. One of the key words in this card is manifestation also. And there's a pentacle here. This isn't an earth card. This is just as one of the extras in this deck. And it's just thought. But the pentacle in tarot represents the physical. It represents finances, and like I said, the physical world. Things actually happening in the tangible world. And you see, this is a thought card, and she's in front of what looks like a cauldron, and what's normally used to cook. So think of it as like you cooking up your dreams, you know, cooking up your new beginnings. And new beginnings actually is another key word in the child. All right. So you're birthing a new reality. The outsider, thinking from a different perspective. You're thinking from, your inner child is thinking from, or you are seeing things from the outside, from this limited, from this gate where you're only able to see you only have so much view, you know, and you feel like you're locked out. But if you look, you know, you feel like, hold on, I'm sorry, I'm trying to clear it. You may feel like things are not working out or going as you planned, or you may feel like the outsider. You may feel like you're being left behind, or you're missing opportunities, or things like that. But you're seeing things from a limited perspective. Okay, you need to shift your perspective. Don't focus on the negative that's happening. It's okay to realize and accept it, but you don't hold on to that mindset when you're in that mood. Ace of Swords, a new beginning and clarity. So a lot of new beginnings here. And things are going to come together for you. This is Five of Pentacles. Whatever you were conflicted about or going back and forth about, it's going to come together. All right. You just need to have patience as things change, as things transform, as you attract the new beginning that is meant for you. And the number 13 came up twice for the Queen of Air and transformation. So you are going to shift your perspective. All right. Yeah. I mean, whether you planned on it or not, that's going to need to happen. All right. In order for you to manifest what it is you desire, in a healthy way, of course. You know, you're not doing spells to force anybody to do anything. Having control. What I mean by manifesting in a healthy way is, you know, just keeping your thoughts light and praying about what it is you believe your purpose to be, you know your purpose to be, and just constantly asking for support and keeping your faith in yourself and in the divine when it comes to the divine plan and your highest purpose and fulfilling that. But yeah, sorry, I'm really trying to watch this clock. I'm running on a little bit of time. I'm going to try to rush through this. And I was actually surprised at first when I pulled this first part. I was like, no fire energy for the Aries, huh? That's weird. And then I was drawn to pull these 4 extra cards, and I got nothing but fire for you Aries. So you keep this drive, you keep this passion that you have, and have faith in yourself moving forward, all right? Lift your thoughts higher. And when you're feeling out of balance, go into meditation, do introspective work, all right? You have the Queen of Fire, taking actions where necessary. You have the Three of Wands and the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is fast, is things coming in very quickly. I'll put them back here. Things coming in very quickly. New beginning coming in quickly. Passion and new beginnings. And you're moving forward as things. This I see as transformation again. This is death and rebirth. All right. So your old life, your old perspective, your old way of seeing and doing things is dying off right now, and you're being reborn. I might have to make a second video looking at how this is going on my time, but I'll try to squeeze it in. So the second meaning of this reading had to do with wanting to have a child. So if some of you Aries are wanting to have a child, it looks like you're trying to make sure, or it looks like your message is to make sure that you are certain of this decision. And it looks like you want to make sure you're certain of this decision before you actually take action in doing it. Because it is going to be a new life. It's going to be something different for you, something new. It is going to be a new beginning for you and a new beginning for the child. So it looks like you're very in your mental when it comes to that, and you want to make the right decision. And that is a good thing. Make sure you're balanced before you decide to do anything. I say that because there's a baby in here. We have the child card. My patience card is pregnant. And I believe that is all. And then we have abundance, which can also be seen as a new birth. Okay. So